Okay, that angle kind of works. Okay, hey guys, BlackRoseDuelist here. So yesterday I went to Pandemonium Regionals in Michigan, and I did pretty good. I played Majespecter, Magicians. Here, let me push this back a bit. The deck overall, I think, did a really good job. I went 6-3. And I got 54th place, so take that, scrubs. I'm the pro of Yu-Gi-Oh! 54th placer over here. But my matchups were decent. A few matchups got me angry. I might do a whole video on it, but I'll talk about some of my matchups throughout this video. So, this is my deck profile of Magician, Pendulum, Magician, Majespecters. Like I said, the deck, I went 6-3, and it worked pretty well. So, to start off, 3 Bambukus, of course, along with the 3 Cubies. This is an interesting way to show a deck. Okay, so, obviously those 6, I'm just going to go one by one, and talk about my numbers, because this is, okay, I'll do a whole, regional report in the next video. This will be about card choices and how they went. So, the 3 Bambuku, of course, Majespecter deck. It's like being able to play 3 Stratos in a hero deck. The 3 QB, one person told me to take 1 out, so I'd only have 2. But I realized in my matchups, I played against lots of Pepe and, hero-ish builds. And the traps really, the 3 Tempest, they really won the match for me. Being able to basically search a Solemn Warning against a Pendulum deck is very important for the matchup. So, my opponent, they thought they were safe Pendulum summoning 4. I flipped over the Tempest, and all 4 of those monsters went to the grave, and that was basically a game win right there. So, the 3 QB, this format is very important. In my opinion, it's the best. I don't know if I want to say best, but the fact that you can just normal summon a 1500 attacker, then search a Solemn Warning with it, it's very powerful, this format. The next card. Next, we play the 3 Corinne. This was another one that I kind of changed last minute. I was only playing 1 at first, but I'm really happy I bumped it up to 3. Because your scales, you can get a scale 1 to 8 or 2 to 8 most of the times very easily, makes this card probably your best special summonable monster in the main deck. If you don't know what it does, it's basically a Compulse on a body of 2000 or a Pleiades. You can bounce back this or a different Pendulum monster on your monster zones and another monster your opponent controls during their turn or your turn. So basically when I played lots of the hero, or against the Pepe when they XC, the second they XC summon something, you can bounce this back or another Majespecter and then bounce that monster back. So it really delays their moves and it slows them down, and it's also a 2000 beater, and you can also do some pretty good combos with these guys. Since you can bounce them back in the hand with this, you can then normal summon them next turn and get their searches off again. So the 3 Corinne, I would recommend if you're playing a build like this. Next, for the Magician part of the deck, we have 3 Oath Dragon. Oath Dragon, it's a 2100 beater. He's basically just your scale 2. Him and the Dragon Pit Magician, they're usually the ones you have in your scales, and he's just there for the scale. Things I used him for outside of the scale, he is a Wind Magician, and you really have to, or Wind Spellcaster, and you really have to think about that in a way that you can actually tribute it for your Majespecter traps. So, being able just to special summon him too as a 2100 body, but also fodder for your traps is very important. Also, the fact that when you special summon, you can add a Magician from your grave. So, I mean, he is what he is. I played 3 of him because you need to get the scale 2. Wisdom Eye, also a 3 of. Basically, he it looks like a girl to me from far away. But he just did it again. He adjusts your scales. When you have another magician in your pendulum zone, you can destroy it to play another magician. So the chances of you drawing one of these 6 cards is very high. And then along with Wisdom Eye, you can get the other card to complete your scale. So it's also a level 4. When it dies, it goes to the extra deck, like all pendulums do. So you end up going, let's say you open 2 Wisdom Eye. You can play both Wisdom Eye and destroy them both. And then get these 2 out in your pendulum scales. Then pendulum summon both of these again. And then you can Xyz into a very good Xyz him. So, or any other rank 4 you want. So basically, he's really good for rank 4 exceeding and also completing your scales. Definitely a 3 of in this build. Next, the 3 Dragon Pit. He's your scale 8. You always want him in your scale because the only other high scale is Joker, but it's a Strato, so you want to normal summon it, not put in your scale. It's also a level 7. I went to a few rank 7s. I never went to my Draco Sack or my Master Blades, but I did go into the Odd Eyes Xyz, which helped me in some points. The other cards, Dragon Pulse Magician, I kind of cited this out a lot. She's just they all look like girls, but they're guys. I don't know why. They all look like girls, but I think all of them are guys. I don't know. Examine the art yourself. Anyways, it's just a level 4, and it's a scale 1, and I played one of it. It's something you can side out if you want to side something in, so it was what it was. The 3 Joker, it's like a Strato, so you search any magician. Level 4, 1800 attacker. Nothing much except for that. I played 2 1-0s, 1 Xiangi Magician and 1 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Both of them didn't do good. They were beaters. I think I drew into this once or twice, which is kind of weird. I drew into this a couple times, but the Xiangi Magician did nothing but kind of just beat down my opponent. So these are replaceable. I'm just going to leave it at that. For the spells, 3 Pendulum Call. This card was extremely good, and not for the reason people think it was. It actually kind of slows down some of your plays because you can't destroy pendulums in their pendulum zone the turn you use this, or until the end of your turn, your opponent's. So your next turn is when you can start destroying them. So you can't really do your Wisdom Eye plays because Wisdom Eye destroys itself, but it can't destroy itself with this out. And you also can't do some Wavering Eyes plays. So typically this card, you sometimes end up waiting for like turn 3 or 4 because you really need to get into your Wisdom Eye plays and not Pendulum Call. But the reason why I said this was really good is because we're in a format where lots of people are maining Wavering Eyes. So your opponent can't Wavering Eyes you because your magicians can't die in the pendulum scale. So that's why this card won me a few games, because my opponent was stuck with their Wavering Eyes, waiting for mine to be killable. But that never happened because Pendulum Call. So it was pretty good. The 3 Wavering Eyes, this card is stupid. It's kind of the sacrifice of this format. The fact that it has 4 effects and you can get them off during your opponent's turn. I mean, it's good, but I wish no one got it. 3 Upstart. Everyone was making 3 Upstart in the event. Like, literally, I think, except for even the Evil Swarm player I played. The only deck, one of the Cosmos I dueled didn't play 3 Upstart. So this kind of is just part of every deck now. It makes your deck 37 cards more consistent. I wouldn't take it out. But it's also not a super important card. So if you wanted to add a few attacks, you can take it out. Like I said, Tempest is like a win condition. Basically 3 Solemn Warnings against the Pendulum Pepe decks. This card was really bad against Cosmo because you got to negate the Cosmo's effect, but then they get the Cosmo effect in the graveyard to banish to play another one. So you have to play it early in the game against farm girls and stuff. So besides that, against Pepe, this is way too good. All you really need to do is sit behind Majespecters and Tornadoes and Tempests, and you win the game. One tornado, it's okay at 1. Because you only play 3 QB, you can really, I wanted to be able to search something other than Tempest, because sometimes Tempest, like I said, isn't the best, like against Cosmo in some cases, and later in the game you'd want Tornado. So it's just more variety, I guess you could say. The 3 non-Majespecter traps, Vanity, Solemn, and Boundless, all of them served well. Didn't take any of them out. A lot of people were saying that Vanities wasn't that good. Very, very good. I'm just going to leave it at that. Basically, say you just have, like, your Corinne and, like, an Odd Eyes, and you have your Vanities out, they can't pendulum, you're just beating them down with these. So, it's just another way to stun your opponent while you're not stunned, I guess you could say. Extra deck, didn't like my extra deck at all, actually. There's lots of things I would change with it. Like the fact that I only played 14 cards in my extra deck. I just picked this up as like the 15th at the end of the event, so I didn't main that in the event. But I didn't like my extra deck because I wanted the Rhapsody so I could equip it to one of my Xyz monsters so I can get over the Dart Destroyers. I also wanted a King Crab thing that's 3,000 attack. I also wanted the one Xyz that can attack directly, the pink dinosaur thing. And I also wanted, I forgot to add Gaga Cowboy. I guess when I got to the event, I didn't bring Gaga Cowboy. That was the one I was missing. And there were times where my opponent was under the 800, or 800 under, so I still ended up winning because Wavering Eyes did that damage for me. But being able to have Gaga Cowboy and your Wavering Eyes deal 1,300 can actually be game-winning. So here's my extract. One Alucard, didn't go into it. Abyss Dweller, I play this a lot actually. Because first turn, you probably either want to go for these if you're going first. This searches you another pendulum. This stuns your opponent in lots of matchups. So, yeah. It was good against the heroes I was playing against. I do one hero and then one Evil Swarm hero, and then one Pendulum Pepe deck that was playing mass changes. So, I needed this against like some of that stuff. This card, definitely play 2 of this. I got my second one. You just search pendulums. Castel, Honor Arc, Utopia, Trapeze, which won me a game because I didn't have the Cowboy and needed just enough damage, and I was able to make 2 attacks with another monster, so that was good. Dark Rebellion, strangely really good. This is how I got over one Cosmo guy, because I got over his 3,000 attacker. Besides that, Odd Eyes Rebellion. Wait, oh, this one's Dark Rebellion. This one's Odd Eyes Rebellion. Didn't get to go into this one. I was setting up to play it, but because when this one dies, you have to play an Odd Eyes from your extra. Didn't get to go into that. Didn't get to go into my Draco Sack or my Master of Blades. A lot of times you're gonna have the only level 7s I was playing were the 3 Dragon Pit, the Odd Eyes, and the Zenki. So a lot of times what would happen is I'd have them out, and I'd only have 1 level 7 out, or I'd have 2, and just better to have the Odd Eyes and the Zenki than having a rank 7. Because they get to come back from the Pendulum, extra deck, whatever, and they're just better than going to Xyz in lots of cases. 2 Odd Eyes Absolute. This was the time I was talking about with Trapeze. I was able to make both of these in OTK. Trapeze made this one attack twice, so it was 5,600 and then 25, so that was game. It's okay, it's like a Utopia but bigger, and when it dies you get to play an Odd Eyes. Now, I didn't play the level 3 tuner guy because it just wasn't worth it. Someone played Black Rose against me, and I guess that was good against some matchups, but I didn't need the tuner, and the Xyz were better than the Synchros in most cases. So for the side deck, the 2 Yada, and 1 Nikomata. These were the 3 monsters I sided. I sided into Yada once against the hero so I could get rid of the Dark Law. Dark Law is crazy right now. Because your Upstart is considered, you can banish the card from your opponent's hand when they play Upstart. All the searching pendulums do. When pendulums die, they'll get banished when they have Dark Law. So Dark Law was a really big problem. I ended up losing that hero match due to time, but I did side in, this won me a game against the hero. Yada going into Cyclone, then you contribute Yada to destroy the Dark Claw. 3 MST, I actually never sided into this, and I never needed to. Wavering Eyes is just better than it against the Pepe or Majespecter mirror match, so. 2 Necro Valley, I should have probably sided this against, what's it called, Cosmo, but I didn't ever play that one. Then these 4, 2 mirror 4.